Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm Office Bloke Daz.
And Gaynor.
Okay, if you're not subscribed to the channel, give it a little go, will you? And if you are, think you're subscribed, just check. A lot of people are telling us they've not been subscribed, they've been unsubscribed from the channel. So just give us a little like and subscribe.
Yes.
You know, it makes sense. Bit of UK food versus US food. Which is better?
Well, I'm sure there's loads of Americans screaming at the TV now going, of course it's us.
I kind of agree. I wouldn't doubt that that UK food is better than the US food.
Yeah.
There's certain foods we do in the UK which we do very well.
Yeah.
And there's certain foods in the USA they do very well.
Yeah.
But there's some crap in each camps.
I love a roast dinner, and you can't beat a UK roast dinner.
See, I'm not really into roast dinners, so but let's see what this is about. UK versus US food, which is better?
I just sell British snacks around them. I just have them all imported over.
Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we'll be pitting UK food versus US food and looking at their shocking differences.
Follow me.
We'll be examining which country provides the best food overall.
See, this might have to do with I've just seen there's some way to remove chemical from bread. I was going to say it might be ingredients rather than what's it. I noticed last time we went to the USA, I like McDonald's.
Yeah.
And I think when you go around McDonald's universally, globally, it's very...
All taste the same.
All taste very similar. But yeah, last time I went to the USA, didn't like it.
No, I agree.
I ate it and I was like, no, I'm not buying this.
Yeah, it was the burger meat just was very bland.
Yeah, it just tasted a bit different, than what you're normally used to. But it wasn't as enjoyable, I don't think, as what I'm used to over here. Maybe my taste buds have changed to sort of accommodate. But yeah, that was McDonald's. But
Restaurants to supermarkets. We'll also look at which has healthier options, is cheaper, and what's available in each country. What do you think about the differences between the food found in the United States and the United Kingdom? Are there any differences we missed? Let us know in the comments. Round 1. Quality of ingredients. Ingredients in food we eat vary wildly depending on whether we are eating food from a package or food from a restaurant. As a result, we'll be looking at the major food chains common in both countries and whether the quality of their ingredients differs widely. In 2019, food activist Vani Hari, who also goes by the Food Babe online, showcased her research into the difference in ingredients found in packaged food items. This included Doritos, Mountain Dew, Quaker Oats, Heinz tomato ketchup, and more. She discovered that packaged food made and sold in the US contained vast amounts of artificial coloring and flavoring. For example, in the United Kingdom, Mountain Dew got its bright color from beta-carotene, a natural color derived from certain orange or yellow foods. In the United States, it came from Yellow 5. Yellow 5 is a petroleum-based dye called tartrazine. Most studies on artificial food colorings like tartrazine have shown that children who consume large doses can be negatively affected.
Randomized, double-blind, placebo-controlled food challenge, published in perhaps the most prestigious medical journal in the world, showing artificial colors increased inattentiveness, impulsivity, and hyperactivity among young children.
You may also remember when groups can...
I don't understand anybody who gives soda to a child under the age of 5.
no, I can understand.
Like when you go to McDonald's, there's not an option of like a Diet Coke for children. It's either a juice box or milk.
Yeah.
You should not be giving it to a child.
No, it's kind of like I mean, you can say that about many things. You know, if you can go across the list of what children under a certain age shouldn't be given anyway.
No, I understand that, but you'd give them like a little bit of chocolate, sweets, but fizzy drinks. No, there's no need to.
No, fizzy drinks would definitely be off the list for it was off the list for our kids when our kids were younger. We wouldn't give them
give them water.
Yeah, water. That was it. Yeah. So hard done by they were.
Yeah.
Campaigned to have azo dicarbonamide removed from bread in Subway, McDonald's, Wendy's, and many other major American food chains. This was in part because this chemical can also be found in yoga mats.
The additive is approved by the FDA, and other companies also use it in their breads. Subway came under fire after a food blogger petitioned for its removal, noting that the chemical is also used to make yoga mats.
The campaigning by Harry to remove harmful ingredients from specific U.S. packaged food has proven successful on multiple occasions, but there is still a lot of work to be done in the United States.
and the World Health Organization has deemed it an asthmatic trigger. It causes lung issues in workers who handle it, skin irritation, eye irritation. So this is a very dangerous chemical that's being used in our bread.
The reason why the UK may fare better in this area is due to the fact that food regulations regarding artificial colorings and ingredients are generally much stricter. For example, in Europe alone, food companies must include warning labels if they use artificial dyes. This results in many opting not to use them, as it may deter potential customers. This and other deterrents forces companies to manufacture products in a more health-conscious way, meaning the United Kingdom is the winner when it comes to the quality of ingredients in their foods. Winner, United Kingdom. Round 2, portion sizes. Okay, it's no secret that the United States is known for overfilling meals in what has become known as supersized portions.
Look at that. Look at how big that thing is.
But is that the case across the board? Food Insider did a deep dive into several of the nation's shared fast food chains, dissecting just how big each of their standard sizes are. In every instance, the US had considerably larger portion sizes per meal, both in volume and weight.
I can't even dump it. Wow. Yo. Whoa. Look how much chicken this is.
But that's not necessarily. Yeah, that's not necessarily for like one person.
Yeah, it's a sharing bucket.
It's a family bucket.
Family bucket, yeah.
So you know.
But one thing you get in the USA, I was thinking, and what this is, you have to let me know if you're watching from the USA. If I'm right in me, what's it? In England, we're quite happy with the portion size we get. We'll take whatever portion, whatever you're given. Right?
Yeah.
In the USA, they want value for money.
I was going to say, a lot of them want to take stuff home.
Yeah, but they want value for money. They think if you're going into a place, and I used to think the same way, you go into a place and you're paying for something, you want more than less.
Yeah.
You know, if you don't get enough, you're not happy. If you get more than enough, you think, you know what, good value for money.
Yeah.
And you take it for that. Portion sizes sometimes when I come over here, I've said it before, I've had chicken wings over here, and it looks like someone's already ate them.
Yeah.
And then put them back on the plate, and then they've reserved them. They're that shitty.
It's small.
And small, yeah, but you go to the USA, you get proper wings, and it's value for money.
But is it that they've been pumped with stuff to make them plumper?
No, they're not plumper. They're just more value for money. They're just better. They're just better wings.
Right.
You know, people opt for the cheaper options here to make more money.
Yeah.
Whereas over there, they have more custom.
Yeah, you probably only get about 4 or 6 maximum wings.
In the USA, you get 12.
Yeah.
You know, things like that. You do 10-cent wing nights and things like that. You don't do that over here.
Yeah.
Oh my God, what a mess.
This isn't just the case with fast food, as packaged foods are commonly sold in more significant gram amounts in the US.
Use Snickers. Better?
A standard Snickers bar, for example, is 52.7 grams in the United States and 48 grams in the UK. Sometimes there are even comically large editions available in the United States.
This is 1 pound, or roughly 453.6 grams.
That isn't entirely a good thing, as the United States ranks significantly higher than the United Kingdom in the percentage of obese adults living in the country.
While 1 in 8 Americans rely on food stamps, the stocks of Taco Bell, Pizza Hut, Kentucky Fried Chicken, and McDonald's are at all-time highs.
Some might remember the 2004 documentary Super Size Me, in which director Morgan Spurlock lived exclusively on fast food, which spurred active discussions about the health risks of America's fast food.
Anybody would say right now that you're sick.
However, we don't measure for health, we measure for sizes. In almost every case, the United States destroys the UK's portion sizes. Yeah. Winner, United States. Round 3, overall prices. Given that the UK and the US use 2 different currencies that can fluctuate in value, it can be hard to examine just how much difference there is in food price. However, if the earlier section of portion sizes is anything to go on, there is increased opportunity to be served more. But does that translate into how expensive the food actually is? According to MyLifeElsewhere.com, the United Kingdom's cost of living average when eating out was higher, some even on average as 25% more expensive than the US when eating at an inexpensive restaurant. But while it might be more expensive to eat out, what about about buying your groceries and eating from home? According to Numbeo.com, the cost of these individual items decreases exponentially if you're shopping in the UK. A 500-gram loaf of fresh bread would cost you $2.76 on average in the United States, but would only cost $1.31 when exchanged for pounds in the UK. Overall, consumer prices are 3% lower and grocery prices are a staggering 20% lower.
I found that when we went to Whole Foods, and I know that's expensive, but the price of food was a lot more expensive than here.
I remember we had that conversation when we were in there. I said, is this kind of some kind of like weird shop? Because I couldn't even find branded stuff.
Yeah, well, Whole Foods all like gluten-free and healthy food.
Because it was the closest shop we could find to where we were. And we only went in to buy small little things. It wasn't like, it was like cereal and milk and stuff like that. But it was when I walked in, I was like, I'm looking around for branded gear and I'm like, shit in here.
It's all
I guess it's organic and stuff. Yeah, but it's no. I mean, when I go to the shop as well, I normally go to the shop on the way home from work.
And you have no idea what anything costs.
No, but I always see like I go at a certain time when everything is ready to be taken off the shelves. That's fresh. Yeah. Sort of thing. So it's so I get it for a bargain price.
Yeah.
Sort of thing. It's one guy even come to me one day and went, "Mate, I'm closing. Do you want a chicken?" And I went, "Probably not. I'm not going to eat." He went, "I'm giving it away." I went, "I still don't want it." And I went, "Do you know what, Gaynor will have it probably. She likes roast chicken." I said, "Go on, I'll take it." And he gave me a massive roast chicken, didn't he? And he went, "It's on the house, it's free." He said, "It's just that I'm going to have to throw it away if I don't use it because you're the last one."
Well, over here they have a certain time when all the food that's going to be going out of date that day needs to be, and you can buy like a pie for 10p.
Yeah.
Because it's just going to get thrown away.
Well, I shop on my way home for that night.
Yeah.
So I know if I'm going to eat something, it's going to be in the next hour.
Yeah.
Sort of thing. So when he gave me that chicken, I didn't really want chicken. I had what I was having in my cart already. Yeah. So I was like, well, Gaynor will probably want chicken and she'll use it for something.
I chopped it up and made it into a curry.
Yeah. So I was like, oh, go on then, I'll take it. Yeah. And he must have been looking at me thinking like, mate, I'm trying to give you something for free. But I'm not asked about that. I'm like, okay, I don't want it.
Yeah.
No.
However, restaurant prices are 5% higher than in the United States. Given how much these percentages lean in the UK's favor, the winner of this round is the United Kingdom. Winner, United Kingdom. Round 4, variety. The United States has one of the biggest economies in the world. It also has larger portion sizes, but doesn't have the most food chains and products available. This might be a bit unfair, as the United States is 40 times bigger than the United Kingdom. It makes complete sense then that most of the world's largest restaurant chains originated from the US. McDonald's, KFC, Burger King, Starbucks, Domino's, Pizza Hut, just to name a few.
So bring your appetite, bring everybody.
There are many chains from the United States that haven't made the crossover, however. The United Kingdom does have a few select brands originating in the nation, such as Wetherspoons and Greggs. However, the United States vastly outweighs its competition in large brand availability and origins.
God bless the USA!
This also extends to packaged food as well. There are many sweets and treats from the United States that would need to be exported to the United Kingdom rather than be made by a local factory. So, in the case of the variety of foods available to the average customer, the United States wins out. Winner.
Yeah, I agree with that. But one thing I noticed when we go to the USA, there's not many, from some of the cities we've been to, there's not many independent small. We've got a lot of independent small retailers, just one-offs. Yeah. That's their shop and that's it. And they specialise in chicken or burgers. They have fast food, but they're just independent one-offs. Yeah. And you get the high streets just full of them now. Yeah. And I guess that's come from like the Asian influence of coming over. Yeah. Because a lot of the people who are coming over from Southeast Asia or Asia and Indian subcontinent have all gone into the restaurant business. Yeah. And they're all doing kebabs and they're all doing like your Turkish sort of style cuisine, Thai foods and stuff like that. There's loads and loads of independent fast food. Sort of like carts and restaurants that litter the streets, and you look at Curry Mile. Yeah. There's not one chain on that mile. No. Yeah, but you've got all the curry houses and all the kebab shops, but what we refer to as kebab shops, because they have that big like lump of meat in the window. Yeah. It's for the kebabs. Yeah. But it's but you don't really see many independent. It's all big chains in the USA.
I
From
agree.
what I remember, I'm going off memory.
Yeah, but I mean, I've never been to California, but I think in California they have quite a lot of like independent, like deli type.
Yeah. Oh, you'll get the delis. I'm not talking about delis. I'm talking about burger chains and
Yeah.
fast food chains for like for your chicken wings and your pieces of chicken, like you get your In-N-Out burgers and your
Yeah.
McDonald's and things like that. The equivalent to that, but only one.
Yeah.
Just one shop. They've
Yeah.
only got one store.
Yeah.
United States.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications.
Round 5. Food Safety Standards. To clarify, when we say food safety standards, it doesn't just refer to the type of ingredient a food might contain, but also the enforced practices a country will partake in to prevent the spread of food-borne illnesses.
The principles of food safety aim to prevent food from becoming contaminated and causing food poisoning. With this in mind, ensuring that food is safe for human consumption is likely the most critical part of the food preparation process.
This means we will measure how sanitary food production is in the US and UK, and look at the processes involved in creating the food for purchase. This includes the management and care for animals. The United States clearly has a larger population to cater for. It also has farther to travel to get their farm produce. And while the food safety practices have been ranked closely on an international stage, there are still areas for concern. The United Kingdom has had a few food-related scares. A notable case includes the 2013 horse meat scandal, where foods advertised as beef in the EU contained horse meat.
The horse meat controversy began last month. Horse DNA was found in burgers stocked by some supermarket chains, including Tesco, Iceland, and
We weren't
Lidl.
here then, were we?
What else do you think it says there? Beef fillet. Of course it's going to have a horse in it if it's a filly.
No, we weren't here then.
No, I read about it. I knew about
Yeah.
it because it was a big issue.
Yeah. But I think if I'd have been here and I'd
I'm
have seen
not
them burgers and there was horse meat in them, I'd have probably been a vegetarian.
What do you think's in sausages? It's all kinds of shite in there.
It's not
and
horse.
They taste great. Don't think too much about it. Just eat. If it tastes good, it's good. If it tastes like a yoga mat and it tastes good, it's good. Simple.
I'm going to disagree
Today, the
there.
beef saga has spread, affecting firms in the UK, Irish Republic, Poland, and France.
But this is an outlier in the UK food industry, as locally produced food follows a lot of stringent cleanliness and tracing laws. All cattle are registered at birth, individually verified, and have their movement monitored throughout their entire life. In addition, British beef requires their country of birth, rearing, and slaughtering to be listed on packages. American farmers, on the other hand, have no such obligations. Animal cruelty laws are also much more advanced in the UK than in non-EU countries.
I'm not gonna lie. When you pick up a steak, right, that's packaged like that, do you look at the when it was born and where it's from and all that bollocks?
No.
Me neither. I look at it and go, yeah, that looks good. I don't even look at the price. I look at it and go, that looks good.
I look at the price. I look at the colour. I look at the thickness because I don't want a really thin steak.
To be fair though, because where they store the steaks where I go, they store them next to the butcher.
Yeah.
And the butcher does his own cutting as well.
Yeah.
So I normally go to the butcher and get down, say, can I have 2 steaks off that? And he just
Yeah.
cuts me 2 steaks off,
Yeah.
wraps them up and puts the price on it and away I go.
Yeah.
I never go to him. Can I have is that New Zealand beef? No, I never speak to him about that. Or Argentinian beef. I just go 2 of them.
Yeah, I think if I looked and it was like, this was Daisy that was born on the 13th of May, and you eating her arse, I probably wouldn't buy it.
Different type of establishment, that guy.
Countries. As a result, many profit-based practices have been outright banned, including battery cages, sow stalls, and male pig castration. Animal feed also has stricter rules in the UK. To reduce the risk of transmitting brain disease in chicken, meat and bone meal isn't allowed in poultry feed. In addition, some feeds that promote growth in pork and chicken aren't authorized to be used on British farms. If we're looking at crops, there is also a difference in pesticides used. Since 2016, the UK and EU have banned an insecticide called chlorpyrifos due to its link to brain damage in children.
Well, the Nazi state developed this set of chemicals to be nerve gases. Sarin gas is in this family. But after the war, they realized, well, this will attack anything with the nervous system, so it's very effective in treating crops and killing insects. But if it drifts, of course, it poisons people. It has the same kind of effect.
It is legal to use in the US, however. The same goes for neonicotinoids, which were banned in Europe due to concerns over their harm to bees.
Neonicotinoids are water-soluble and relatively mobile in the ground. So when it rains, they are easily washed into the groundwater and runoff water. This means they affect the whole environment and are also absorbed by wildflowers and plants via their roots. The entire landscape becomes toxic for insects.
As recently as 2020, the UK banned fungicide chlorothalonil due to concerns about its effect on water quality and the environment. But perhaps the most frequently discussed difference is the use of chlorine to wash chicken. The process is used to decontaminate the meat and kill any bacteria left on the skin before it's sent off for packaging.
But really, it's a different standard in the United States. And it's not just chicken.
While this is a common practice in the United States, a trade group called the Soil Association argues that chlorine washing simply gives the impression contaminants have been killed. The United Kingdom, by comparison, doesn't allow this practice. They instead rely on rules that are designed to keep the meat as clean as possible through processing. It would certainly appear the United Kingdom is further ahead when it comes to the safety of its practices in creating food. Winner, United Kingdom.
No matter what you do, there's always an association.
Yeah, of course
you can
there
come
is.
up with some story, wouldn't they? And some, I don't know, opposition.
Yeah.
I didn't know the chlorinization. I know that was a big thing of changing it round. With there was like a deal going down with Boris and Donald, weren't they, about trying to get that sort of like pass through.
Well, even
to purchase the chicken from the USA.
Yeah, but even now they recommend that you wash a chicken before you cook it. I never do. I just open the packet and put it.
I don't even wash my hands when I've had a shit. I'm kidding.
United States 2, United Kingdom 3. Overall, the United Kingdom beats out the US with a narrow 3-2 victory.
Do you agree with our picks?
Nope. I'm not looking for all that in the food. I just want to know what tastes best and what value for money am I getting. That's the best way to look at it.
I do go with some things, like, you know, the British beef thing. A lot of people have never eaten beef since then. It took me a while to get back into it, but I do eat it now.
Yeah, I remember when we had Mad Cow. You know, the BSE scare over
That's
here
what
as
I'm
well.
talking about.
Oh, the Mad Cow. Do you remember all them steaks I was buying for like 79p?
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'll take that risk. I'm like, shoveling them in. I'm like, I'll have loads of these. You're getting like steaks that are normally like £15 for like 70p.
Yeah.
Because you couldn't get rid of them. And I was
Yeah,
like,
because everyone was scared.
oh, what are the chances? Don't know. It was.
I'm more nervous about getting like salmonella from an egg than from meat.
Yeah, there's loads. I mean, it's, you know, these places where I go to eat and I see the food hygiene ratings like 2, and I'm like, I shouldn't really be coming in here because the highest you can get is 5 and the lowest you can get is 1.
Yeah.
And I see stuff with like 2, but I'm like, 2 food rating just means they're storing like the pork with the beef and things like that. They're not. They've got to segregate sometimes and do different things. And I'm like, I look at the place and I'm like, it looks kind of food tastes good. So I'm like, who am I to? Man, I grew up with people smoking in the blue kitchen.
Yeah,
you know.
and there's a lot of these like vans that pull up and make the food there on the side of the road. Surely they're like...
No, they're not fully hygienic. But even when we used to go to those who live in New Jersey and know M&M2 in Hillside, Vito used to smoke and he used to say to me, Darren, what do you want? As he was spinning the pizza around like that, I should be falling from his cigarette onto the pizza. And he'd be putting it in and be like, then he'd be making me chicken parm sub like that, and I should be falling and be talking to me, blowing smoke everywhere. And I'm like, but you know what? His food was great.
Yeah.
It was proper home cooked Italian food.
And that van outside there in Newark.
Yeah. I used to have them big, what they call sloppy Joe sandwiches or whatever, them big ones.
Like chopping it up with the onions and peppers. And...
It tastes good. That's all that matters at the end of the day. But I still think USA food is miles better than the UK food.
Yeah.
Miles better.
Yeah.
Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed that. Let us know what you think in the comments. And we'll catch you on the next one.
Bye.
Cheers.